Thanks for tuning. Today we discuss about something that I'm really passionate about because it's impacting the infrastructure. So we are talking about the Cisco vulnerability. The reason for this video is not the vulnerability itself or a judgment about the vulnerability. It's more a conversation on how this problem could have been forecast, but more than everything, how all these conversation around this CVE is potentially underrating the real risk. One of the reason is the SD-WAN is something that sometimes is misunderstood or now critical, and which kind of access, which kind of key point within the network is, and which data can be exfiltrated through that device too. So I'm going through, first of all, on the impact. We are talking about more than 5,500. It's a ton. So it's really all around internet. And the problem is that who decide and talk about it is talking just about patching and not redeploy completely. SD-WAN is a technology that is coming from the SDN. Whoever tell you not is not considering that all reasoning of a netconf, the capabilities to inject command into the device was done at the time of SDN, was later ported to SD-WAN. So in this talk, I will go quickly. I used to have other talk on the SD-WAN risk. You can look at those. I will just briefly go through. When I was talking about SD-WAN, I always refer as a bit of a duct tape. And during this conversation, you'll understand why the way how it got offered in terms of product can have been not the full potential of this security control. So let's have a chat from a technical perspective. So generally, you do have the the external MPLS that are internal with a firewall, and you have generally a firewall on both sides of MPLS, and you have a connectivity between two MPLS. When you are within this kind of setup, you are discussing that this one is an inner side, and so this one is considered the LAN. Okay, so this MPLS connectivity is within the network boundaries. Okay, now take all this one and understand that you have generally middle tier kind of design where you have other firewall as well, and you go up to having this one is LAN, middle tier network in the middle like a double op, and you are having later a sort of DMZ on a side, and this one is two sides IA and B. Okay, now what is happening is that these devices were actually kind of router, and so I will use a different icon just for the sake to show, and this one is the SD-WAN device. So the network traffic that before was within an MPLS context through this MPLS firewall got transported up, reaching the edge. So it means that whatever traffic was in that internal LAN layer is now more close to the edge. The SD-WAN is capable to encapsulate the MPLS header. It means that it gets used to just eliminate this link So there is no anymore MPLS. And the connectivity, instead of going directly between LAN to LAN, is going from the LAN up to the one site, going back to site B, and going down. This one is a business economical reason because it's less expensive. These devices are capable to do application routing, having multiple links, can be used also during backup or failover, but they are capable to understand, for example, if you have multiple links and you don't utilize those, you can dedicate, for example, SAP traffic and say, okay, if my network is not having enough bandwidth, go there. That is the way how it's done. But historically, the SDN, that it was the original thinking from telco and big provider was why we have all these switch with OS problem to manage, why we don't have dummy device that cost less. So they did this dummy device, SDN switch, that they were having a north interface and a south interface. The south is obviously the one that inject the command on other devices. Those were called the SD-WAN controller, were sending through netconf, that is anyway an SSH tunneling kind of protocol, sending and injecting command somewhere else. Now, this technology was within the network, so you had the SD-WAN controller here in LAN pushing through some management VLAN this to this family of satellite of SD-WAN dummy switch. Now, this technology was applied here, so instead of having you have an edge like a kind of firewall because it's exposed. Let's take this one and we make it that is the SD-WAN controller, and is controlling all these devices. Okay. Now, what is happening? This SD-WAN SDN controller could be on-prem and push from the bottom the configuration, or could be outside, as is sometimes offered even in multi-tenant as a SaaS service. So if this one got compromised, push to all branch devices all around. What you are having on this device? You have a certificate because it's capable to break the SSL and do inspection. Is having all token, certificate, SSH keys, capability to reroute through application routing tables, firewall capabilities, so we can drop what it's potentially a full layer 7 device, and was sold as the way to save money between these two MPLS most of the time. So they were just putting the traffic up with the risk that it was meaning, because this traffic that was only between these two routers now reach the mid-tier network. It reach the close to the edge, and it cross even the one through a private link, but still through one. Okay. This one is to give a bit of technical context of what we are talking about. Don't forget that the advisory is clear that is for the on-prem version and for the cloud one. So in any case, it is 360 degrees all installed. That's the reason why I'm saying that is a bit reckless to talk only about the fact that is a patching, because it's claimed that it was used as 0-day since 2023. We are in 2026. A threat hunting exercise across 2 years and something of logs is not an easy exercise. Plus, consider that all these devices use the management, could bypass some of your control, and the logging capabilities are really low. But some country service provider sold it only at layer 3, without the layer 7 capabilities on top. So it means almost zero because it was just routing and that's it. That's the reason why Vision is not just a patch problem, it's a potential compromise backbone of your infrastructure that should be dealt in two ways. One, reprovision and remake it from scratch, all these VLAN. Consider that the SD-WAN is creating a fabric. So one of the attack on SD-WAN is that you take an SD-WAN branch office device and you join it, but you are not part of the company network. So you are an attacker that fake to be a new branch office because some of these devices were sold also for the capability that you were just attaching the cable, and they were self-provisioning themselves. That create a fabric across all these devices. So the certificate that generally got implemented should have been having one level upper that was dedicated to the organization. But if you compromise this one, you have those certificates. It means potentially that you can provision also other branch office, even malicious. That's not a small. It's not a small details that you shouldn't actually take it so light to just say, okay, patch, finish, the problem is fixed. 2023 to 2026, with the risk that you don't have the logs, is a lot. Plus, is having access to all of PF because obviously it's doing routing of MPLS, so it's having the full table. Is capable to do announcement, application routing. It's a small device with a lot of capabilities and is outside or is on a side of a DMZ behind the firewall or not behind the firewall. Some use it as a just branch office firewall as well. So the capabilities to be a bigger issue from a design perspective is high. So keep in mind this conversation, the controller as well is all API keys. And so at the time that you have a token, you have access to a private fabric. And that private fabric, you are capable to see them all because they are most of the time configured in hub and spoke. So keep in mind that too. I hope I give you a bit of insight. You have my old video on SD-WAN, also an architecture. I explain a bit more the MPLS risk in terms of attacking, but I hope I summarize. Don't take is a 10, but he's confirmed that he got exploited since 2023. So it's not a small one. Please, when you, I read so many posts that talk and discuss about it, like it's it's just a patching of an endpoint. It's not. It's a backbone of all network. So I hope you found this one helpful. Feel free to comment, share this appointment here on this free channel on YouTube is for sharing my understanding and knowledge about all these topics. Don't underestimate the backbone attacks. Cheers.